This video will cover math rules within Sellerform. All math rules use the compute function. The compute function allows you to type in any algebraic equation using variables. You can then set these variables to be numbers from previous rules, numbers entered into data components, or static numbers. We'll start with a pre-built number form. We'll go over to the rules engine and create a rule. For any mathematical rule, we'll want any of the widgets to trigger the rule, so we'll add the other addition widget as a trigger. To create our addition rule, we'll start with the compute component. Compute components contain two main sections, the equation section and the variables section. We'll start with the variables section. We'll select form component data for x, and then select our initial number. Then we'll do the same for y, but select our second number. Now we'll go up to the equation section. We can type in any type of valid equation here, as long as it's algebraic. In this case, we'll be typing in x plus y to add our two numbers together. If you want to add more than two things together, select the plus button at the bottom of the variable section of the rule, and the next variable will pop up. Preset numbers can also be added by selecting static number instead of form component data. We now need to update a component to show our added result. We'll add an update component and select our result widget. We'll also need to select what to update from, in this case, the result from the compute rule. Our rule now works correctly. We can see this in the form preview. Now let's go back to the rules engine and we'll create another rule. This one will use a more complex equation. Once again, we'll be adding our second, and in this case, third sources. We'll be using data from widgets in this rule, so we'll select widgets from form component data. Initially, all compute rules include two variables. We can click the plus button to add an additional one. For this particular rule, we'll be subtracting a fraction from an initial number. Again, we'll need to update the final widget to show the result. Once again, the rule is finished. We can see this in the form preview. Finally, we'll show a function rule. Sellerform can perform various functions, including trigonometry, rounding, and exponential functions. In this case, we'll be creating a sign calculator. We'll only need one variable. We'll now type in sine of x as our equation. Again, we'll select form component data and select our initial number. Finally, as usual, we'll update our final component. Once again, a rule is immediately functional in the form preview. We hope this video has been helpful in how to use math rules in Sellerform. For more information, check out our other resources on Sellerform, including our Sellerform documents on math rules.